Welcome to video 2 on the XYRIS instrument. In this video we'll be varying the area of measurement and looking at the automated measurement of selected areas. We're going to start from the sample that we measured in video 1 where we had a coin on the measurement bed, and from there we're going to vary the area of measurement. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce the size of the measurement area. I'm going to reduce it to 1 millimeter by 1. I'm going to use the same number of data. So now the grid spacing has reduced from what was 30 microns to 10 microns. We have a smaller area, and I'm going to say I'm interested in the features, this kind of whole feature around the red area. Now remember, the image that you're looking at here is actually a height map. So we can look at this is data. We can look at this in a piece of software we call BEX, which we'll do later here. But for the time being, we're just going to take this information and say, well, actually, this is the area that I'm interested in around this enclosed region here. And I'm going to measure that. So the first thing I need to do is, because I changed the focal point, I need to bring it back into focus. So the data is now valid here for the sensor. And I'm going to hit measure. Here's the data file. It's one by one. All the information is saved there. And now you'll see, because we've zoomed into the image, we can see the data filling up the box, which is now 1 millimeter by 1 millimeter. And again, we can see the corresponding cross-sectional information as it's being scanned here in the image below. If we go back to the camera view in the cell, you can still see it moving here. Let's make that bigger. We have 20 seconds left. You can see it's here. The light is focusing on the image. And let's reduce that again. And you can see this area is filling up. So 5 seconds to go, the timer is here. You'll hear a noise saying the measurement's finished. And there it is. Okay, so let's zoom into this. So we're zooming in now. We're going into much closer detail about the image that we're looking at. For this final part of this quick demonstration, I'm going to show you an advanced feature of the measurement system. But let's start off by deciding, let's reduce our measurement area further. Let's reduce that to 0.1. So we're now measuring 100 microns by 100 microns. And I'm going to say, well, there's a little feature here in the middle, which I'm quite interested in, like a dimple of some kind, or the hole. I'm going to measure this area. But actually, I'm also interested in a feature here and maybe a feature here. So how do I do that? Well, I'm going to do all three measurements at the same time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a tool, which is shown here, that allows us to actually program the instrument to do automated measurements. Let's look at the value. We've got 100 spaces, 101 data points by 101 data points, over 100 microns. So the grid spacing is now 1 micron. The sensor is in range. It's here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add that to a measurement, and you can see that's come up as number 1. Just using the add function here. But I'm also, as I said, interested in this feature over here. There's a little dimple or some feature here. I'm going to add that to the measurement. That's number 2. And I'm also interested in this edge feature. So let's do that. And I'm going to add that, and that's going to be measurement number 3. So 1, 2, and 3. I'm just going to automate the measurement by clicking this function. I could vary the size of these boxes. They don't have to be all the same size, but in this case, I'm just keeping it simple so that we, for the purposes of this quick demonstration. So if I just click here, you can see it's actually started measuring. It's got 43 seconds to do the first measurement, and you can see this box gradually filling up. If we go to the camera view, it's hardly visible that this is moving now, but it is moving. Remember, it's only moving over 100 microns, so 0.1 of a millimeter by 0.1 of a millimeter. If we increase the size, maybe we can see that. I think it's just visible here. So this is moving. Minimize that back again. And this is the first, you see the number 1 here on the end of the file. It's the first of the 3 measurements. I didn't name the folder. It's gone to a default name, my job. 4 seconds to go. and that's completed. It's now gone to the second measurement, so it's actually measuring here. So this moved from the measurement area here to this measurement area. And we'll see the game. If you keep an eye on this, you'll see this move to 3 in a few seconds, in 30 seconds. And currently this file is called file number 2. It's gradually filling the box. As I said, I'm going to finish off. We'll look in a bit more detail at maybe one of these features in the BEX software processing, software analysis package, which is tied into the XYRIS instrument. So 8 seconds to go on this one. See the cross-sectional information beneath, and it's now moved to number 3. So what I'm showing here is I'm showing a very precise, accurate system, which is allowing us ultimate flexibility in a measurement plane up to 90 millimeters by 90 millimeters. And we're able to control, if you want, the magnification of the image simply by controlling the amount of data and the size without changing any optics. So this is an incredibly powerful instrument for doing analysis of any features you want on pretty much any surface. Okay, let's finish that off. That's 3. And that's now completed. If I were to just switch back to the, let's reduce that. Let's switch back to the microscope mode and bring this into focus. You can see that actually that last box, I think you can see it's just about visible at where my pointer is on the edge of this feature here. Right, let's try to complete this by just opening the last data set. It should now appear in BEX. Do that. BEX is opened up. It's on the lower toggle here. And you can see that I'll put that in a plain view. This is not a demonstration on BEX, but you can essentially see the edge feature now. And if we look at the cross section here, we can see the detailed information. Now this piece of software is covered by a whole range of videos. I'm not going to introduce the software to you here, but basically you've got all of the functional tools you would require to really analyze this surface, including roughness parameters, 3D parameters, 2D parameters, cross-sectional information, etc. Okay, let me just minimize that window and conclude the presentation by saying thank you for your attention, and I hope you found this interesting. There will be a follow-on video where, if I go back to the overall camera view here, I'm going to look at the automated measurements of these 2 different samples within the same measurement program.